Most golfers think the answer's simple. Just practice more, you'll get better. But that's exactly why you're stuck. Because here's the truth most golfers don't realize. More practice is not fixing your scores. It's reinforcing your power leaks. And if that's happening to you, there's a good chance you're also dealing with a distance trust gap without even knowing it. You feel like you're improving, but your scorecard says nothing's changing. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. That's not a talent problem. It's a practice problem. And you're probably thinking right now, wait, I hit balls all the time. How is that making me worse? That right there is exactly the confusion I had too. But once you see this, you can't unsee it. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to show you the 3 biggest mistakes that are quietly holding most golfers to over 100, and more importantly, how to rebuild your full bag framework so every practice session actually lowers your score. Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever gone to the range, hit 50 or 100 balls, felt pretty solid, but then went to the course and shot the exact same score? Then you're not alone. I remember one range session, I hit probably 80 balls, felt amazing. I honestly thought I had figured something out. Next day, I go play. Same misses, same score, same course. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't improving. I was just getting better at the range. But here's the loop most golfers don't realize they're stuck in. You're not practicing golf. You're practicing comfort, and comfort never lowers scores. This is where most golfers get it completely wrong. They show up to the range and it feels like you're practicing correctly, but you just start hitting ball after ball with no structure, no target, no consequence, just repetition. But you just start hitting ball after ball with no structure, no target, no consequence, just repetition. So here's the problem. Repetition without feedback doesn't build skill. It builds habits, and those habits, they're usually your power leaks getting stronger. So from now on, every shot has to be a real shot, not a warm-up, not a swing, a decision. Pick a target, commit to a routine, reset fully after every ball. Don't get away from it. We all just want to hit them. Do the routine, because when you do that, you're no longer practicing swings, you're building your distance profile. But this next mistake is where things get really expensive for your scorecard, because most golfers think they're doing this right, but they're actually making it worse. Most golfers don't practice their game, they practice their confidence. If the driver feels good, you just keep hitting the driver. If your 7-iron feels nice, you stay there and keep hitting it. But here's the truth. Your score is not built by your best shots. It's destroyed by your weakest ones. And that's where the distance trust gap quietly shows up. Because on the course, you don't trust your wedges. You don't trust your carry numbers. So you just guess. That's not going to work. You fix that by doing the opposite. You build your practice around what you avoid. Wedges under pressure, awkward yardages, scoring clubs only. Because lowering your score doesn't come from hitting better drives. It comes from shrinking your power leaks around the green. But the third mistake, this is the one that keeps golfers stuck the longest. And once you see it, it honestly changes how you think about practice forever. The range is easy. That's the problem. There's no consequence, no score, no fear. So golfers get fooled into thinking they're improving, when really they're just rehearsing comfort again. You need pressure, not more swings, more consequence. Try this instead. 1-ball practice. You must hit this target to move on. Score your session like you would a round. Because without pressure, you don't have golf. You have repetition. You don't have golf. You have repetition. And repetition without pressure never fixes your distance trust gap. What I like to do, whether I'm in my garage or at the range, I'll take my Rapsodo MLM2 Pro.
I've talked about it before, but the Rapsodo is definitely the best thing I've bought to get my golf game to a better level. You can see there, that's a regular shot. You can see here, this is impact vision, which has been great for me. Between those two things, I see everything that I do with my swing. Now, on top of all that, I can play 30,000 courses from around the world. This is actually a par 3 course 10 minutes from my house, which I was shocked that was there. And it literally shows you everything. You can hit the ball, you can see your data, you can see where my shot went. And the only thing it doesn't let you do is putting, but honestly, I get enough putting anyway because I practice that separately. Go to playbetter.com/golfreboot and get one.
And I'll actually play around. whether I'm actually doing it on one of their simulated courses or just a range session. I'll hit driver, then 7-iron, then chip, maybe go putting later, but I'll actually play it like it means something.
With all this going on, just don't forget you also need to practice putting. Putting and chipping are the most important parts of golf, at least in my opinion. If you don't putt, your scores aren't going to drop.
So if you fix just one of these, your next range session will already feel different. But if you actually want to rebuild your entire system, your full bag framework, the way I structure every club, every gap, every decision, I'll put a video right here. Because once you stop practicing randomly and start practicing with structure, that's when your scores finally start moving. See you next time.